welcome to my channel. You guys have flooded my comments and my DMs on a couple of videos that have gone viral, and I'm here to answer all of your questions and walk you through on how to get started. First things first, you'll need a decent PC to get started. Most of the VR community connects through a game called VR Chat, which is very CPU intensive and requires a lot of RAM to have a good experience in the game, but there are settings you can mess with to help with your frames. Now, here comes the difficult decision. Do you go wired or wireless? In my personal experience, I have a more seamless experience dancing with my Index, which is a wired headset. On the other hand, there are wireless options with the Quest 2, Quest 3, and Vive Pro. I personally went with the Quest 3 since it's new. I wanted to try it out. However, due to the fact that these products are not made by Steam, you will have to go through a third-party program to get those set up. And if your Wi-Fi is not that great, I personally recommend you avoid these kinds of setups, as it's very easy for the tracking to sort of disconnect, and it will require you to recalibrate your tracking often. Additionally, if you want to use Index controllers to get finger tracking, you will need extra dongles to connect them via Bluetooth, and since these headsets are not predisposed to connect to Index controllers. There are already plenty of YouTube videos that will help you set this up, so I won't spend too much time on this, but I will link the video that I used to set up my Quest 3 with the Index hands in the description. I also have some other tips compiled by some dance friends of mine, which I will also be leaving in the description below. As for the trackers, I personally recommend the Vive 3.0s. I've had my first 3 since I started dancing in VR over 2 years ago, and honestly, I haven't broken a single one of them. I haven't had to replace them. You know, the battery normally lasts about 8 hours. Now, on my older trackers, I get about 7, but I mean, otherwise, it's still really good for like battery life nowadays. The minimum you'll want for full body for dancing is 3. So you'll have 1 on each foot and 1 on your hip, which I will demonstrate how to put them on. Let me move my chair out of the way. So, my current base stations, I have 1 facing the front of my play space, and then I have 2 more. 1 on this left corner behind the camera, and 1 on this right corner behind the camera. So I'm currently working with 3. You only need 2. Ideally, in a perfect world scenario, 4 is great. So hip tracker goes on like so. On the side is the best, girl. On the side is the best placement, but I like to push it a little bit towards the back just to angle it towards the base station that I'm normally facing backwards towards the most. And then if you are going to be dancing in heels, or if your avatar has heels, I would recommend you put these on your ankles. And then since I do a lot of like footwork, I don't want it to be directly in front of my foot, so I put it a little bit to the side. Then this one, just like so on the, you want to think of like the front 45 ankles. So as you can tell, I use 6 of these. So let me go ahead and put these on for you to show y'all where the elbow trackers go. I used to dance with the normal full body, which is 6-point tracking, and then I realized I do a lot of like intricate arm work, and I wanted that to read in VR, so I went ahead and bought elbows, and now I don't dance without them. I had to fix my camera angle because my head was being cut off. Hopefully it's fixed now. If not, fuck it, we will. There we go. So some people like to put them towards the front. I find that I sometimes hit them. Like if I'm here and I like grab the tracker and shake it, like this is not gonna look good. So I tend to put these on like the back of my arms, since that seems to be a spot that I won't touch that often. And then this, I actually did a good amount of research into figuring out how to get a chest tracker to work. Let me see if I can unplug it real quick. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm being over dramatic. But so this is a GoPro chest rig, super simple. You can find them on Amazon. They're like 25 bucks. I will link this in the description as well. And then I had to look through Reddit to find this attachment. Honestly, I used to use a hip tracker, like a hip strap, as like a sash and a crossbody, and it would just constantly move. And it just didn't feel secure at all. And then I was like, there's gotta be something. And I found this. So this is a camera attachment. So this is the attachment. I'm gonna link both of these in the description as well. Everything that I use for VR, I have on an Amazon like shopping list. So you can go through and just like add stuff to your cart. I put base stations, I put cables, multiple different headsets, I put index hands, track straps, knee pads, because y'all are gonna need those if you're gonna be dancing. So, tangent over. This gets screwed onto the attachment just like you would for the track straps. You just screw them in, super simple. And then this attachment, you just stick it on to, boom, there you go. And then this goes over, I'm gonna do this first. This goes over your head like so. Look at that. All of the straps on the sides here are adjustable. Yeah. What's next? The process of making a VR chat account is pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not really going to go into it. But what I will say is that when you sign up through Steam, you get a 4-digit code. If you want to remove that 4-digit code, you're going to have to connect your VR chat Steam account to the website. So don't forget to do that if you want to get rid of that 4-digit code. Now, one of the most exciting parts about this process is finding the avatar that you want to use. Now, there's a lot of ways you could do this. There are several avatar worlds that you can find within the game where avatar creators will create and upload an avatar for you to use. All you have to do is walk up to it, click it, and you'll automatically change into it. Another option, if you want to make changes or if the avatar from the avatar world that you picked doesn't meet the optimization requirements for the club you want to dance at, I'll go more into that a little bit later. I would personally recommend that you upload your own avatar through Unity. There are free avatars out there. You don't have to spend money on them. There is a website that I will also be linking in the bio. It's called Jinxie.com. Whenever an avatar creator releases a new avatar, it'll be posted to there as well. And then you can use that as like a search engine to find an avatar that you like. If you are dedicated enough and you want something completely custom where no one else can have it, you're gonna have to completely make the avatar from scratch. That means you're buying the body base, you're buying the head, you're buying the hair, you're buying the outfits, and you're putting it all together as like a 3D sculpture in Blender. And then you have to take that 3D sculpture from Blender into Unity. You have to rig it, add weight to the bones, add textures to everything, because you don't just want like a blank slate of an avatar, you want it to be decorated, right? So that is quite the process, and honestly, even after being in the community for 2 years, I still don't have everything down. So if you want the easy route, I would personally recommend buying and editing or uploading an avatar made by someone else. But please just don't be that person that uses like the Ripper store or the liquor store. That's not cute. It's not a good look. Just buy your avatars. Buy your avatars. One other thing to note, if you want to dance for clubs specifically, most avatars that you buy are going to come with some sort of DPS, and for those of you who know, it's not damage per second, it's something else. That is extremely intensive on people's PCs, and you cannot dance with lights on your avatar Lights gotta go. Usually there's like some sort of poly count or material count, which pretty much what that means is if the avatar has too many components to it, you're gonna have to, delete a hairstyle that you don't use, or like chains can sometimes be pretty heavy. If you have a friend, or if you have a dance captain at the club you're applying to and you need some help, I'm guaranteed they'll be able to help you. Now, we have our gear, our headset, and we have our avatar, and it's time to consider where we want to dance. Now, I've been asked this question so many times. Do I make money dancing in VR? No and yes, kind of both. The club events themselves don't make me any money. I mainly just dance at the clubs I dance at because I really enjoy those communities. There are a couple of times where I've been like tipped $10, $20 here and there, but for the overwhelming majority of club dancers who only dance at clubs, you're not gonna make anything. So just be prepared for that. There are a lot of really small clubs out there that are, trying to get their numbers up. So if you are looking for a place, there are plenty of options out there. There are a couple of bigger clubs as well that are also accepting, but you may need to either audition or apply and watch an event first just so you can see how everything works. Most of these clubs meet through Discord. There's like an event channel where they post like, hey, the event's in 30 minutes, request at this time, and you'll request to join their host account and then you'll get in. If you can't find these clubs, a lot of them have an Instagram, so following some VR accounts, hopefully you'll stumble upon one of these. Each club has different requirements for being accepted as a dancer. Some will require you to have full body, most of them won't. And like I said, some will require an audition, some of them won't. It really just depends on the vibe, but there are a ton of options out there if you're just getting started. On the other hand, I do get paid for certain go-go events through a company called Peppercast. I stream, which makes me a little bit of money here and there, and I also teach a lot of dance classes in VR. I strive to replicate like the LA heel style dance class where students can receive quality training in a format other than a video. And I've also done avatar showcases, which are kind of like commercials. And in those cases, most of the time, I just get the avatar package for free. So instead of having to buy the avatar for like $40, don't have to pay for that. And there are a few times where I've been paid for those, but if you think making money by doing showcases is gonna be an avenue for you, it's gonna be really difficult. That is pretty much it. Now you are set up in VR and you're dancing in clubs. If you found this helpful or have any other questions, I read all my comments and make sure to help as best as I can. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time, babes. Love ya.